Welcome to Amazing Trails Yoga. Today we are doing foot yoga and we are hiking at the foothills of the Mohonk Preserve. We started at Lenape Lane, which is named after the Native American tribe, the Lenape. And then we hooked over to the Duck Pond Foot Trail. So all this is about feet. And we ended up on Forest Drive and all over Mohonk Preserve, and it's really very, very beautiful here. We will be focusing on the feet. We will relax them, stretch them, and strengthen. So if you'll begin in a nice seated position in Sukhasana, we'll just take some nice breaths to get us into the space. So taking your hands palm size down on your knees, and we'll take a nice inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. And we will begin. You could sit on your block somewhere a little bit higher. I'm going to sit on a bench. You can sit on a chair, anything you like. And you're taking your right foot and you're crossing it over your left. And we'll focus on the feet, of course. So picking up your toes, you're just separating your toes, giving them a nice, easy stretch, relaxing them. It really feels good. We'll go the other way. We're separating our toes. Really, really nice. You're going to take one toe at a time and you're pushing it forward. Hope you don't do it up close on my toes. I'm noticing I have a few blisters. I was running yesterday, and you can pull them backwards now, one toe at a time. I got a little distracted, took a wrong turn, got lost a little bit, went a lot farther than I anticipated, than I planned on, and I have a couple little tiny blisters, so this is probably good for me. Take all 5 toes and you're pressing them forward and back, forward and back. And again, you're going to separate them, just one time going down. Take your pinky of your left hand and put it between your pinky toe and the next, and you're going to interlace toes and fingers as far down as you can, maybe down to the web. It all depends. We really stretch them out a bit. Should feel pretty nice. And with your thumb of your right hand, you could dig into the arch of your right foot, maybe give yourself a little massage. Feels really nice. Very therapeutic to the feet, very important to take care of our feet. They're the foundation of our very bodies. And then we can take our right foot, and with your left hand, you're just going to make nice ankle circles. Very good, going around one way with your fingers interlaced, and then the other way. Very good. Very, very nice. And then you're pointing your feet, pulling it with your left hand, and then flexing, pointing, and flexing, pointing, and flexing. Now we can take our fingers out from between our toes and place your right foot down and bring up your left foot over your right thigh. Very nice. And we'll do the same thing on our right feet. We're separating our toes, one toe at a time. Feel good. We don't always take the time to do this, I know. I'm going the other way, back up. Good. We kind of ignore our feet sometimes. Taking one toe at a time, we're pushing each toe forward, as far down as you can. That's relatively comfortable. And then we're going to take our toe, one toe at a time, back. Really, really nice. Good, and then we'll take all 5 toes forward and back. And we'll stretch out our toes again one more time, just going once. Good. And take your right hand, the pinky of your right hand, in between the pinky and your next of your toe. And the next toe, we're interlacing our fingers between our toes. Can go down as far as you like, however comfortable. You might want to pull your toes up. And I brought these. I go to bed at night with yogi toe separators. These are made out of gel. It's the same kind of thing. And I have actually arthritis in my left foot, and the doctor wanted to give me a shot and medicine and things like that, and I just opted to go to bed with yogi toe separators. They kind of fall off in the night, so I put a big sock over them and then kick them off in the middle of the night. And just think of this, your feet, your toes are scrunched into shoes all day, and then when you let go and separate your toes, just think of the stress release. And I've done this for a while, and to tell you the truth, the arthritis never bothers me anymore. And it was really pretty bad. Taking your left hand, take your thumb and dig into your arch. Give yourselves a nice little massage on your left foot. So I really prefer, instead of going with medicine and shots, I try to do the all-natural way first. If it doesn't work, of course, I'll go with the medical doctor, but I try all kinds of things first. Then you're taking your right hand, your feet are still, your toes are still interlaced with your fingers, and we're flexing our foot forward and pointing it. Flexing our foot forward and pointing it. Flexing our foot forward and pointing it. And we'll make nice little ankle circles going one way around. We're using our right hand to guide our left foot. Good. And then the other way around. Should feel really, really nice. And there we are. Very good. You could unlace your fingers and put your feet down, and we're going to come to a standing position, grabbing, if you have a tennis ball handy, if you happen to have one, a water bottle will do, anything that's round. We're making the intrinsic muscles of our feet, we're awakening them and making them aware. So I'll start with a tennis ball. It's pretty uneven surface here, so I don't know how long I'll last with a tennis ball, but you're just rolling back and forth with your foot on the tennis ball. Another little massage, again awakening the intrinsic muscles of your foot. Going back and forth. You could also use your water bottle, different areas on your feet. Very, very nice. Do this and maybe press down a little bit harder. And we could do this on the other foot. Could do this with a ball. I'll demonstrate with a water bottle. A silly little water bottle. It should be full, otherwise it might collapse if it's plastic, depending on the weight. So you can go back and forth. Actually, the tennis ball feels a little bit better. So you could go back and forth, awakening the intrinsic muscles, bringing awareness to all different parts of the foot. Very nice. I'm going on the arch to the pinky side. Really, really good. And we're going to strengthen the toe muscles a bit. So with the explanation part of this, I asked you to bring a rag. You can maybe use a sock. So we're dropping the rag and taking, it's over on my right foot, by my right foot. I'm taking my right toes, my right foot, trying to pick up that rag. Ah, not even working for me. So picking it up, crossing it over to the left. So we're getting a little exercise crossing over in my left hand, and then I'll drop it. Oh, a leaf is attached. And picking it up with my left foot, passing it to my right, picking it up with my right. Woohoo. And you can go at your own pace. I'm not doing very well, am I? Tossing it to my left. We'll do it a few more times. Socks might work a little better. This might be a little too flat for me. There we go. Oops. On the left. Now it's on the right. Well, now you see how hard it is. So I hope you're having a little bit better luck. I'll try it with these yogi toe separators. See if that helps. Oh, much easier for me. So you could basically use anything that you have at your house. Maybe a pencil, a magic marker. There. That works a lot better for me. My socks are way over there by my shoes. I'll do this one more time. So we're all at different levels. I'm probably at the bottom level. And the reason I'm doing foot yoga, well, I'm doing all kinds of body part yogas, but there were a couple requests for it, and my feet are not in the best shape, as you will see very soon. So we all need practice, getting our feet nice and healthy and into the yoga mode. So what you're doing standing, you are lifting your toes, separating them, and placing them on the mat. And now you're going to press your toes into the mat and then relax. Press them into the mat and relax. Press them into the mat and relax. One more time, we're pressing just our toes into the mat and relax. Now this part, I'm not very good at, and I've done this with groups of people, and just about everyone's better at this than I am. So with your feet flat on the mat, you are only lifting up your big toe and down. So you're lifting up your big toe and down. We're really warming them up. Big toe and down. Big toe and down. Big toe, just the big toes, and down. And big toes, and down. Now you're going to keep your big toe down and lift up the other four. And this, just about everybody I worked with could do this, and I have trouble with it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my right foot and take the big toe over my left big toe. Then I could lift up the other toes. That's modification, and down. So I'm lifting up the toes, the four toes on my left foot, and down. If you, and I'm going to keep going, if you could lift them up on both feet at the same time without keeping your big toe down with the other foot, that's great. And I'll do this on the other foot. See, I can't just, there, now I can. On one foot at a time, maybe that was the trick. Up. I can lift up my four toes and keep my big toe down just one foot at a time. So that's a start. So you do what you could do. Now my foot is getting tired. This is really good foot exercise for you. I'll put my left big toe over my right and lift up those 4 toes. This is a little bit easier. Can't do them at the same time. If you can, great. I do a sunrise yoga, and the people that come to that were so delighted that they could do this better than me. Like I said, I have a little bit of foot trouble sometimes. Okay, so very, very well. Go to the end of your mat, and we are going to just practice walking back and forth on the balls of our feet, which is very good for your feet as well. We're coming back and forth. This is also called tiptoes, or on the balls of your feet, going back and forth. And then we're going to walk on our heels. Back and forth on your heels. It's a very popular place this time of year with the leaves changing, the fall foliage. It's very beautiful here. Back and forth on your heels. Very, very nice. Then we're coming to the front of the mat, and make your way into a seated position. And we'll end up in butterfly Baddha Konasana. And you are taking, and this is what all this is for, take your pointer fingers and your middle fingers and wrap them around your big toes. There you go. And you could stretch your left leg out to the side. It doesn't have to come all the way straight. Now this is what I'm better at. And down. And do that again within the yogi toe lock. You're picking up your left leg and straightening it at the knee as best you can. If your leg is curved, or that's perfectly fine. And down. And we'll take our right leg out to the side in the yogi toe lock. You could straighten your leg if that's accessible to you. And down. We'll do that again. Lifting up your right foot out to the side. And down. Maybe you can lift up both feet. This is perfectly fine like this. Doesn't matter if you could straighten it. That's great. And down. Very, very nice. We're making our way to tabletop. So we'll come into tabletop. And you are taking your feet and you're curling over your toes as we inhale up into cow. And then we exhale on the top of your feet into cat. Inhale, curling over your toes into cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale into cow. You're dropping your abdomen down toward the mat. We're ready to be milked. And then exhale to cat. Arching our back, drawing our shoulder blades back. And then we are coming right into tabletop. From tabletop, we're going to curl under our toes. And you're coming into a downward dog slowly. You're lifting your seat up to the sky. Perhaps you could drop your heels. From here, picking up your heels. And we'll move our hands forward a little bit. We're coming into a plank pose. And we're coming back into downward dog. Maybe you could drop your heels and lift up all 10 toes. Dropping your toes, you're coming into a plank. We're coming down into chaturanga. We're flipping over our toes. This is really good toe footwork. And then we're coming up into a downward dog, rolling right over your toes. So instead of one foot at a time, we're rolling over our toes and we're dropping our heels backwards a bit. You don't have to reach the mat. We're coming into a downward dog. We'll try that again. You're inhaling into plank, exhaling chaturanga. You're rolling over your toes to the tops of your feet, very good. And rolling over them again into downward facing dog. Take a nice breath. Inhale into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. We're inhaling over our toes, so we're at the tops of our feet this way. Our knees are up. You could put them on the mat. If you can, maybe arch a little bit further. And then we're rolling over our toes. We're strengthening our toes into downward facing dog. Very nice. From downward facing dog, we'll walk our feet up to our hands. And we're in a forward fold. From forward fold, you can bend your legs at the knees if you need to. You're taking your fingers, your pointer and your middle fingers, we're going to do another yogi toe lock. So take them around your big toes. From this, and I'll come to the front this way, you're in the yogi toe lock. You are going to lift up your left leg out to the side a little tiny bit and down. Lifting your right leg up, you're in yogi toe lock and down. We'll do that again. Lifting up our left leg out to the side in yogi toe lock, down. And inhaling your right leg out to the side and down. I'll do that from the side because I just want to show you you can bend your legs at the same time. So you could bend a bit. They don't have to be perfectly straight. So you're taking your fingers again in yogi toe lock. You're inhaling your left foot out to the side. Whoops, going too far and down. I'm too enthusiastic sometimes. You're inhaling your right foot out to the side and down. And you're coming into forward fold. You're slowly coming up one vertebrae at a time. And we're coming to the front of the mat, placing our palms together, heart center, making an intention for the day. And I'm just thinking, sending my love and energy out to so many people that really need to start taking care of their feet. It's really at the last part of our bodies. We don't think of our foot care, our foot health very often. We ignore them, but it really helps with mobility. Just being able to move, just imagine, life without our feet, I can't even begin to. So we really need to focus on them and take some care, take some time, strengthen our feet, strengthen our toes, a lot of bouncing and jostling on our feet. We need to be kind to them. And coming back. I'm going to go to the other side of the mat this time, and I'm inhaling my arms up. On the exhale, we're folding over and coming down into Uttanasana. Then I'm taking my arms and placing them over my shins, and my seat comes down as my heels come up. This is ball of yarn. And dropping my heels, having the crown of my head come to the mat. Hinging at the hips, coming up and down. We'll come to the side of the mat, and everybody is going to come up into a 5-pointed star with your left leg. Well, it depends on what side of the mat you're at. I have my left leg up. I'm bending my right leg, and we're coming into a goddess pose. Goddess, your heels are facing each other a little bit. Your toes are out to the side, your palms together. We're coming down into goddess. And this is really good work on your feet. It will show you just how we really need strong, healthy feet. You're inhaling your right heel up and down. Right heel up and down. Right heel up and down. Now we'll inhale the left heel up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Now we'll do both heels up. This is good for balance. And down. Inhaling up. Feeling a few raindrops. And down. Ooh, good for balance. Inhaling up. And down. We'll come into the 5-pointed star. And goddess again. We'll inhale our right heel up. We'll just take a few bounces. Dropping our right heel, we'll inhale our left heel up for some bounces. And both heels up, we're bouncing, very nice. And dropping our heels, we'll come up into 5-pointed star and come to the side of the mat. Inhale your arms up. Hinging at the hips, we're snow angeling our arms down, our crowns of our head to the mat. As we look forward, we're dropping our seat, picking up our heels, wrapping our arms around our shins, ball of yarn. Very nice. And we come down onto the mat. We're coming down onto our backs. And we're inhaling our legs up to the sky. We'll do, this might be right in my way. We'll do a few more footwork. So you're pointing your feet, flexing, pointing, flexing, pointing, flexing. We'll make circles, ankle circles to the right. Ankle circles to the left. Now when you point, you're going to clench your toes together. On the point, separate your toes. Now flex them, scrunch your toes together, and separate. Now you're just going to give your feet a little shake. And again, you're pointing, clench your toes together, flex them with them clenched together, separate. Separate your toes with your feet flexed. Now clench your toes together, flexed. Point them and separate. Not the easiest feat. We'll do that feet. I meant F-E-A-T. We'll do that one more time. So you're pointing your feet, clenching your toes together, flex them with them clenched, separate, clench your toes together, flexed, point them flexed, and separate. Very nice. Give your feet a nice little shake. Very, very good. And it's very healthy to elevate your feet. So we first need to just do a couple little bicycles, circulate our legs one way. Could maybe point your toes as we do this. Now you're flexing your feet going in reverse. Now with them flexed, we'll bicycle. And now point in reverse. Very good for coordination. Having our feet up toward the sky, we are doing a shoulder stand. And this is the mother of all asanas, very, very healthy for us. We take our hands to the back of our hips. You're going to draw your seat up. You can help, one vertebrae at a time, you can help your way up. Support your lower back. You're pointing your feet and flexing. Pointing and flexing. Pointing and flexing, making circles to the right. circles to the left. Clenching your toes, separate. Clench your toes, separate. Clench your toes, separate. Maybe just loosen them up a bit. You are taking your feet behind you, over your head, however far down you can go. Maybe you can touch the ground. Your hands are on your lower back. You're bending your legs at the knee, put them by your ears. This is plow. If you can, however far down you can go, you're supporting your lower back. And then we're making our way one vertebrae at a time. We're coming up. We're going to come right up into a seated position. Fishtail your feet around. And we're coming into a part camel pose. So you might want to roll your mat up to give a little support and cushion on your knees. And you'll see how we utilize our feet, how very important the feet are. So we're coming up into camel. Now you can flex your toes, flex your feet, and you are taking your right hand and you're cartwheeling your right hand up and around. As you lift your left hand, drop your right hand to your right heel, looking up at the sky. Your right hand slowly comes around as you drop your left hand to your left heel. Your right arm is up at the sky, looking up at the sky. And down. We'll do that one more time. You could stay with your toes flexed or over the tops of your feet. You're cartwheeling your right arm around, finding your right heel, lifting your left arm up to the sky. Slowly cartwheeling your right arm up toward the sky as your left arm comes down to meet your left heel. And slowly you're dropping your right arm, cartwheel your left arm up and around. Very nice. Flipping over your toes. We're sitting back into toes pose. We can't forget about that. Toes pose. Very nice. Your toes should be facing all 10 toes toward the side of the mat. You can sit back on your heels. Very, very nice. It's raining, by the way. Not too bad. We're under a tree, kind of. It's like an umbrella. And you can come to the tops of your feet now. And walk your hands back by your feet, maybe a little bit further, lifting up your knees to give your feet an additional stretch. This should feel really, really nice. Very lovely. And coming down. We'll do that one more time. We're coming into toes pose. So you're really stretching your toes one way. We really did a good thing for our feet today. Take a nice inhale. And coming forward, we'll flip over to the tops of our feet, walk our hands back to meet our toes. Inhale your knees up. Maybe you can come down on your forearms. That's even a little bit deeper, but you're really giving the tops of your feet a much needed and necessary stretch. Coming up, we will fishtail our feet around and make our way to our backs into reclining position. We'll inhale our right knee up, and with our left hand, our pointer and middle finger, we are yogi toeing our right toe and bringing it to the top of our left hip, and we're dropping our right knee down into a half, move this out of my way, a half lotus reclined position. And take a nice breath. From this, you're bringing your right knee up, and take your left hand and draw your right knee over to the left as you bring your right hand out to a T. Look over your right shoulder. Your left leg is facing up toward the sky. Looking up to the sky, you'll place your right foot on the mat. Bring your left knee up, straighten your right leg. Take your yogi fingers around your big toe of your left foot, and you're bringing your left toe up by your right hip and dropping your knee. This is half lotus in a reclined position.
But that's the Mohonk house. Is that scaffold? Doesn't look like you're advertising.
And placing the sole of your left foot onto the mat. You're taking your right hand and pulling your left knee over to the side. Take your left hand out as a T. Look over your left shoulder. Nice spinal twist. I'm feeling a nice stretch on my sciatic. It's all connected to the feet. And bring your left knee up toward your chest, your right. Give yourselves a nice hug. Bring your forehead, which is your third eye, to your knees. And rolling down, we're straightening one leg at a time, letting our feet splay open to the sides. Our palms are facing up to the sky. We're coming into Shavasana, which is a resting pose. Let your body absorb all it has done. And take some nice breaths. And you're beginning to awaken the body. You can wiggle your fingers and your toes. Draw one leg up at a time toward your chest. Maybe extend your toes up to the sky, your arms. Give yourselves a nice shake. Get the blood circulating. Bending your legs. We'll go to either side of the mat. Make your way up into a Sukhasana, easy pose, cross-legged position. To end this, I want to take my two yogi fingers, my pointer and middle of my left hand, and I'm taking the toe of my right foot and bringing it up into a half lotus seated position. If you're comfortable with that, do so. Otherwise, stay in Sukhasana. You could take your yogi fingers of your right hand and take your left big toe. Maybe bring it over your feet to come into a full lotus. Whatever you like. You could do half lotus, no lotus, full lotus. And take your palms together in prayer at heart center. Thank you so much for joining Amazing Trails Yoga, doing foot yoga, where we started at the foothills of the Mohonk Preserve. Now we climbed up to the top. We didn't find a good place to do this, so we came down. We're kind of still pretty much on the mountain, not at the tippy top point though. But Mohonk is just a lovely, lovely place to come to. And do take care of your feet. Take the time to do this. And please subscribe to my channel so we can communicate. This was at a request from 2 different people, so whatever you would like me to do for you, I'm more than willing to help. And have a beautiful day. Namaste.